And we are live, baby. We're cooking with gas on an electric burner.
Whee! Okay. Welcome everybody in YouTube land. If anybody's watching this or will watch it in the future, we are on session Diaz of Storm King's Thunder, and everybody, the characters, the companions, the adventuring party, the players, the characters, everyone, all of us. It's about 30 of us are up in the northern part of Faerun, in the Forgotten Realms, known as Icewind Dale, in the largest settlement, or in the largest village of the settlement known as Ten Towns, in the shadow of Calvin's Cairn. Uh, they've just defended the town from an attack
Woohoo!
of 12 frost giants by taking out the leader and uh, frightening away her winter wolves and fending off her bodyguards. The army then left towards the west, towards a sea of moving ice. Droofy, this massive corpse, is still laying face down pretty much in between the two guard towers where the gates once stood and now lie scattered in shards and debris where they were smashed down by the bodyguards. Uh, I said you guys do find that she has a bunch of gems on her that mammoth skull that was modified to fit her head like a skull cap. That was crusted with gems. Her horn is carved and valuable, and she has a few other smaller art objects, as you said. 1d4, 25 gold pieces each. I'm not going to roll for each one of those because no one cares if it's a fucking eye patch or a fucking fucking tankard or whatever. When you guys are kind of looking around, she's massive, right? Like a frost giant is already moving up the height scale when it comes to giants. You guys also find that some guards have come. Once the shit kind of calmed down, Markham Subtle has gathered some people together with the help of Aldrich, the female dwarf. They've gathered together some guards and stuff who are uh gathering the Lady Devessa Shane, gathering her frozen remains, and you know Markham had covered him with his cloak, and they carry her, and they don't even have her on a stretcher, but yet she's stiff as if she's on a stretcher. She's literally frozen solid. Uh, they carry her down the tower and they take her to the House of the Triad, the big temple where uh, the snow fight and stuff like that was transpiring. They're taking her remains there until whatever can be figured out. Um, as guards are being kind of rounded up, and people are being aided in this in the village where fires have been started, people have been injured. Uh, I I said what there's 9 giants throwing rocks, and it was 3 rounds, so it's 27 rocks that bombarded the city, the town. Um, although there were some injuries, minor, probably a few deaths. You know, people up here are tough. They're already, starting to clean up and starting to aid people. As you guys yourself are like, kind of like, trying to figure out what to do with this giant, first of all, because these gates are going to have to be rebuilt. And at the base of one of the towers, you guys can find it bedded in the snow. In the snow is a Far Eye shaped like snow angel with Far Eye planted in it, unconscious, at the base of the tower. So it looks like that lightning bolt came down and just blasted Far Eye off the top of the tower, and you find Tar Eye unconscious, or Far Eye at the base of the tower, unconscious, smelling a little bit of ozone, a little bit of singeing, but breathing slowly.
Carl will go over to Far Eye and drip some water on Far Eye's face and down to the chest, and then quickly put it back up, and then turn and holler, "You kids, stop peeing on my friend!"
It's cold enough up here in Bryn Shander that
Well, if you need an extra weapon.
peeing in the snow is common.
Alright,
pastime.
do I hear this?
No, you're unconscious.
Okay.
So what else do you guys want to do? Markham Subtle is shouting at guards here and there, like, go over there, get this, get that. And, looks like he's like head of like the militia and the guard anyways. But he says to you all, he says, now that Devassa Shades, well, we're gonna have to do something about leadership of this place. I can carry on for a few days, but I'm gonna be very busy. I hope are you fellas sticking around town for a while, ladies?
Oh, might as well see what else there's in town. Might find something we could pack along.
Well, we got the ritual rites of our fallen sister that battled with us. It would only be respectful to stay and partake of the festivities afterwards, the eat and the drink.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always up for a party.
Yeah, well, yeah, you just discussing my funeral right now. Okay, fine.
No, not actually your funeral, but it was.
Devassa Shane, the lady Devassa Shane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The best way to toast someone's life is with wine. What? No one else up for a wake?
What? I am, but I was waiting for Nicodemus to chime in about wine. That usually catches his ear. Nicodemus, are you battle ridden that you've lost your sense of inebriation?
No, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was going to look for some beer somewhere. I'm trying to think. Y'all were saying something?
Nicodemus has had a tough battle. He didn't hear us say wine.
Yes.
Let's put it this way, the Droofy, the dead giant, had like a small keg of ale in one of her bags.
Well, I know who wants that.
Well, I'll just say that's what he was doing. He was digging that out and already cracking into it.
He's swimming in it.
No, it's just a normal, like just a small pony keg that she had, clearly
Are we
salvaged from.
talking giant sized pony keg or pony
No,
keg?
no, 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 like a
For
normal one.
giant, a pony keg would be just a beer, but for a giant pony keg.
No, I mean just a normal size one. So like, yeah, she's carried around like a can of beer for herself.
Okay. But it's still a pony keg. That's still a lot of beer.
Claude is just gathering up some diamonds, some shiny rocks.
Hey, save some of those for me. I can bring you back from the dead with those. But why don't we say we just like roll this barrel down to the tavern and hoist a few pints?
Mm-hmm. You guys can. You can see that guys are coming with a team of horses from like the nearby stable. They're gonna. It looks like they're tying ropes to the giant's remains, so that they can haul her out of the way.
Can Claude have a giant eye?
If you want, you may.
I do.
It's
do
like
want.
the size of your head.
Beautiful. It's gonna go great with my Yeti eyes.
Sure.
It will make a lovely ensemble.
Hey, if you collect enough eyes from different creatures, you can maybe make a magic item out of it.
When you're cutting into her flesh, like you like your hands to the exposed air it's really cold, but when you start cutting at her flesh and her blood, it's even colder. It's even colder than the surrounding air, and when you remove the eyes clean from the Ice Queen, you can make another one of her using magic, and you could create an Ice Queen clone.
That was a bad pun.
Fuck off. That was hard. That was pretty good, I thought.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Thank you. I thought that was pretty good for just impromptu Ice Queen clone.
Will she be called Dolly?
Oh. Droofy and her clone Dolly. Droofy the Ice Queen and the Ice Queen clone. Okay, yeah, like general cleanup goes on. You guys can.
Are there looking around after hollering at the kid, the supposable kid peeing on Far Eye?
Yeah.
And looking and seeing what the activity level is up around there, and then talking, inquiring about the wake and such. Are there any others that are injured that we see in relatively close distance that Garl may be able to assist?
I would say absolutely that there'd be people here and there to assist. I would say that like most of the night is gonna be like clean up and taking care of casualties and that,
And Garl would want to try to assist as much as possible, as far as that goes. He'll try to pick and choose on a less than random level. He'll kind of look at someone that looks a little bit more well off and tend to them, and then go after that to someone that looks rather unwell off.
Mm-hmm.
And while he's assisting the one that's well off, he's going to go ahead and try to pat them down and see kind of what they have, and he'll try to lift a little bit of something something, and then when he goes to the one that's not so well off, he's going to try to slip that little something something into a pocket or pouch or an area on the less fortunate.
Okay. It'll be things mostly that like especially your ranger guy could easily discern quality in. A lot of people, like majority of people here, are hunters, fishers, trappers, right? So anything, whether it was like a good knife or anything like that, it could be, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to do over this night? Because if not, you guys go to one of the inns and eventually get some rest. So let's just do that. Let's give everyone take your long rest, take your spells, take your 6th level, take your everything. So even Far Eye, you recover throughout the night.
Do I wake up in the inn then? Because like,
yeah,
or do I take a long rest out in the snow and no one can?
No. I'm assuming someone took care of you, didn't leave you out in the snow to die of
We'll load you up on
hypothermia.
that cart after killing the giant in and the keg, and then we'll send the cart back out. Priorities.
Yeah.
No.
So, what happened after? What happened?
Okay. Basically, I'm gonna say this, Ryan.
Yeah.
Because like your powers were new. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you tried to do your whatever it's called again. Where you maximize the damage. Well, the thing where you maximize the damage.
Well, yeah. But I couldn't do it. I didn't have
divine
any-
Channel
yeah.
divinity.
Yeah, channel divinity. Well, I don't care if you didn't have it. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like you tried to do that, and it just something went wrong, and you pretty much zapped yourself.
Oh.
Flew off the tower.
So the voice of my god was all in my head then. Okay, cool.
Isn't it always in your head?
Yeah, isn't it always?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, no, that's seriously. Well, I can do it twice, so I could or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it just you tried to do it and it just didn't work. You thought you could, and your god's like, mm-mm. So like you said, next morning, everyone has like their inspiration. Everyone is all rested up with a long rest. Everyone is 6th level.
I was more like asking like what everyone else. What happened after I was out? What did we? What else? What else has gone on?
Shit went down.
Claude holds
Yeah.
up a giant eye.
Oh, do I recognize the eye as Droopy's eye? Okay.
Yes.
Giant
We had a lot of
feminine.
fun.
And one of those little urchins peed on your lip.
Looked like
your
it.
face. I had to chase him off. I protected you while you were down.
Which one?
And Garl will look around and he'll say, "It looks like that one down at the far end of the street." The one that's missing the leg, that has the little stick there and has the hobbling around. We can catch him. Come on, let's go.
Somehow I have a feeling you just want to be cruel today.
Fuck it. I'm rolling an insight to see if I believe Carl. 10. Do I have insight? Yeah, I have insight. So 16. Yeah. Unless Carl rolls higher on deception, I think I don't believe him.
Well, let's see here. Let's see here. Carl has a 8 on the dice. His deception. He got a 12.
All right. I don't know. Yeah. Well, he's had his fun now. Let's not go after him. No, let's.
Well, let's put it this way. You might have got peed on, but you're not so sure he's serious about going and beating up a one-legged orphan.
Yeah. Right. That's the thing.
Yeah, he may not have been able to get away fast enough, so he just turned that way quick.
Mhm.
And you got in the way. You shouldn't have been laying around.
Anyway. So what's our plan next? Like what should we've
We're gonna petition to change the name of the city to Giant Axe.
Well,
Didn't we make a friend whose
well-
father took a ring?
right. I was just gonna say that, like,
A friend?
with you guys helping the cleanup, and with the little bit of like, especially with Silence afterwards, and like after the mayhem when people are trying to clean up and stuff like that, and she's trying to kind of lighten the mood. You played long into the night, Silence for people.
Yep.
And that helped the morale of the town considerably. So that by this morning, it's already the point where when you guys are having breakfast and stuff like that, or, you know, people are like greeting you, and when you even first head out into the streets for the day, you know, people are patting you guys on the shoulders.
Hey, how you doing? Nice new
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, like they're very much more aware of who you guys are. Your wagon and horse,
Did it survive?
we are actually gonna see who is gonna make a roll for it.
Oh dear. Not me, I have bad rolls.
It'll be just a play die 20 roll. Who wants to roll? I want to know who's gonna
I'll
roll
roll.
first, and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
Okay, Ryan wants to roll. If you roll 5 or less, something's happened to that wagon and horse.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, so a stone has landed like nearby. People have moved the stones out of the courtyard, like out of the main market area. When you guys go over there to check on your horse and your cart and stuff like that, Bildora is there, and she has like been doing what she's been doing, or doing what she does. She's had a fire going. You know, she's been guarding your stuff, and like
Aww.
that's pretty much what she does. She pretty much is like just kind of homeless, and she just hangs out in the market or in the square, and does like basically odd jobs like that, right? And when she sees you guys, her face brightens in a smile, and she says right away, she says, Silence, that was really great, the music you were playing last night.
Ah, glad to make everyone happy.
She says, "It did. It helps." She says, "But there's a lot of damage, but not as much as there could have been if you guys weren't around."
Well, what are wandering adventurers for? They're here to help.
Then you guys can coming over is Syracuse Azale, your friend, with who did talk to you guys about the ring and stuff. And you guys can see that he looks like he's got like a backpack and everything. It looks like he has everything he owns. He's carrying, and he's kind of jogging over to you guys quickly. And he comes over, and you can see like his breath, making steam is all of yours because it's cold out. Don't forget, snow, cold. You guys are all in furs, big boots, big mittens, everything. As is everyone. The sky is blue, 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 and it's going like blue sky just for eternity. And he comes running over, and he's kind of panicked. He's like, "I got my stuff. I'm ready to leave this morning if you guys want to go south." And he's looking around you guys
Oh,
all
that's great.
anxiously.
Garl, kind of yell at the little waif.
Yep. Eldora, yeah.
And say, "Didn't the magistrate talk to you? Don't we have an order of protection? Get!"
Hey, girl, no need to be so harsh.
She bravely helped defend the city against the giants. She was there by my side.
Well, it doesn't matter.
She says,
as a question,
you guys are all defending her, and she kind of rolls her eyes and smiles. And she says, "It doesn't bother me." She says, "I know gnomes are silly. One of my best friends is a gnome."
Ooh, that didn't sound good.
Yes, I know it doesn't. He must come from a bad bloodline.
I don't know. I don't know anything about gnomish lineage. I just know he likes building things.
Oh, one of those tinker pots.
I think so. But he lives south, and she points kind of southwest, where the road from the town goes south. It's known as 10 Trail,
Okay.
and it goes south through the spine of the world, and that's where she's pointing, is like to the spine of the world. And then
I'm sorry. Why are we going south? I don't know what's going on.
Bildora just shrugs, but Sirik says, "You guys said you'd take me."
Yes, we did say that. I believe it was... How could you have forgotten? He's related to the guy who nicked the ring that the giantess was after. You know, the ring that will cause eternal winter, that kind of stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And
Oh, yeah, you were knocked out.
Kind of, you were dead at the time.
and Garl would say, "We told you we'd take you. We'll take you. Now, do you got the fare?"
The what?
Really?
The jingle.
You gonna do this?
Are you?
You're honestly asking for a fare.
Why not? We work.
It's like,
We're working our animal, our cart.
so as I said, you guys are like in the market square. So you guys are pretty much in the center of town. You guys do see coming over with a few guards. Actually, not even guards. It looks like, well, a few guards and trainees. It
Ooh,
looks
dear,
like he's
trouble's
like
coming.
No, it looks like Markham Suttle's coming. It looks like he was out training new men for the militia, for the guards to amp up, a little bit of the protection.
So
And Markham
we're
Salter's
traveling.
and he's got his thumbs hooked in his belt, and he sees all y'all, and he comes walking over and comes over to where Beldora has this fire belt, and the rest of you are kind of gathered around too. There's other people around and waving. And, Morning, Markham. He waves. They're like, haven't seen Lady Devessa. And he just, no, neither have I. He hasn't mentioned anything, right? Like looks like they're not spreading the news readily that she. Anyways, he comes over and he kind of looks around, and when people are gone, kind of walk, kind of like leaving you guys alone. He looks at y'all and he says, I hope all y'all are planning on sticking around for a few days. I could use your help. And Sirik right away looks panicked. He's like, whoa. His eyes go wide and he's like, they got to take me south. And Markham just kind of ignores him right at this minute.
What do you need our help for?
He says, well, the lady is, or Devessa Shane, and she's been injured.
I thought she fell in battle.
Well, I'll heal her.
Well, she's dead, but they're not sure what to do about it yet. He says, we
A
need...
funeral?
He says, well, no, he goes, I'm sending men out, scouts out to the other towns so that we could get the town councils here. We could figure out what to do now that Devessa is gone. And he's like, but
do you think it wise to bring more important people to a town that's already been attacked once?
we have to have a meeting. He says, all the towns are like relatively close.
Are any of them south?
No, I think they're more to the north and to the east, I think. There's a couple of lakes. Okay, there's Bryn Shander here. There's another town at the base of the mountain. Please, I can't remember all these names. There's literally 10 different names.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them, I think there's 3 different lakes. And they're just like, I mean, they could literally be as small as like 100 people to like, I think, well, Bryn Shander is 5,000, I think. So he says, but I'm going to be sending out armed scouts to those towns to go send the message and to, and to help escort. He goes, but what I want to know is if and what those giants are up to and if they're coming back. He's like, I think it's pretty clear that they came from the west. I'm wondering if all y'all would just do a quick little patrol out west and see if they're gone, or basically just go out to the sea of falling, go to the sea of moving ice and do a quick little recon for me and come back and let me know of anything you hear.
That shouldn't be too bad. How does everyone else feel?
That does sound important too, but at the same time, can we get due west first and then south, and maybe even as part of saving the guy who they're searching for on the bloodline, just finding out where they are. So scouting them out seems like a good route to do either way, whether it is to protect this guy or
do we know? Actually, no. I don't even know that we're going out to get the ring, do I? No, never mind then.
No, we need to fill you in on it, but not right now.
Carl climb up onto the
Well,
cart and put his hands up over his eyes to block the reflection from the sky and the sun on the snow. And he'll be looking out west, and he'll holler down, "It looks clear that way."
Somehow, I don't think that's
I don't
sufficient.
know. Well, I don't know what other thing you're planning, but it seems like our priority should be to make sure that the Giants aren't coming back. They've caused quite a bit of damage. And they almost overwhelmed us. Knowing where our enemy is should be our priority.
Well, if you want to protect the city from the Giants, here's a good one. I've seen it on some of those frontier towns and stuff. It's a little rough for my taste. But what you do is you get for this one, you're going to need a nice big old pike, and you take her head off and you stick it on the pike in the front gate and let all those Giants see her wilting braids and her eyeless face, and they'll know not to mess with the town.
Markham Settle has his thumbs in his belt. He actually slowly nods. He goes, "That's a good idea." And he shouts over. He says, "Men, mount that giant's head on a pike in front of the towers."
Well, that or it's just going to anger the Giants. One of the two.
Who cares?
And they're kind of like, "What?" And he's like, "Do it now." He's like, "Go grab an ice saw from somewhere if you have to." And they kind of, okay. And
surely to God, it doesn't take a great scout to track down giants after a blizzard. You know, they should have left a pretty big footprint. Any scout could track them down and find them, but protecting this guy's life, and also to prevent them from coming back to the town, if they're tracking his blood, they'll follow us farther south and not attack.
Good point.
So, I don't understand why are we going south?
Because it's warmer.
That. And this new friend. You remember the ring the giantess was talking about?
Yes.
And you remember how the giantess said
we don't have it, right? Like
no. It's okay. We don't have it. Just listen. And you know how the giantess just let me finish speaking. And you know how the giantess said that she could smell the person who stole the ring?
Yes.
She could smell our friend's blood. Now, our friend did not actually steal the ring. His dad did.
Or maybe.
And his dad is down
he could
south.
Be lying to us. He could have the ring on him right now. I haven't searched him. But still.
Let's get him.
Whoa, girl.
Well,
to hide it.
If she can smell his blood, then she's probably going to be able to smell his dad's blood as well, which means we should probably get to him first before they do.
She ain't smelling nothing.
Claude holds up the eyeball.
Quite literally. Thank you, Cloud.
Which even in this cold weather, still it hasn't frozen solid.
All right. Yeah, they're both good options.
Or we can go west? Is it to the to that icy place he mentioned, and then we go west to get to south.
Okay.
He says, if you head west, he goes, whether you find any sign of them or not, he goes, I'd like you to return with word of that before you head south, but I've got I'm not asking anything. I don't ask anything more of you after that. Like, if you can head to the Sea of Falling Stars, come back here, let me know. So what I'm gonna prepare to deal with.
Is
He's
there
like, it's
there a seaport at the Sea of Falling Stars? Like, could we go out there and catch a boat and take this guy down?
not this high north. I mean, there might be there.
Oh, way over.
Oh, a seaport. There might like really south of the spine of the world. That's why this is Mark, or what's his head, wants to go there. He says there might be. He says, I do think that the dwarves have a place out there, but they pretty much stick to themselves. Iron Master, it's called. Maybe Algreth knows more about that. I think she might be from Iron Master.
Oh.
Those dwarves are pretty
Did that
I don't know.
help defend in the defense of Bryn Shander? Was he one of the ones?
Yeah,
who?
Ogric was the
Yeah.
dwarf.
the female
Alright.
dwarf, yeah.
Yeah, let's go talk to her. Find out.
He goes, she's on duty. That's those dwarves, they always lawful, you know. Lawful good, you know. Dwarves.
I do know, yes.
Yeah.
There was
We are
lawful good
familiar.
times.
He says, well, I'll come with you. And and Bill Dorr is like, I'll take care of your horse when it's gone.
Thank you.
Why don't we
And she-
take the horse and wagon with us and Beldor? Yeah, just run through the streets of Bryn Shander with a horse in the buggy pulling our shit.
She could if you wanted.
Hey, we've got some people that we can just have on the car firing with crossbows while we're fighting. So
Well, even let's put it this way: Syracuse Ale is there. Markham Subtle is
Yeah.
there.
And while we're pulling everything through the center of town, it could be like a parade. We could hand out like free beer from the pony keg.
That. If you're literally doing that, oh yeah, you guys are like superstars. Then. If you guys are literally gonna take everything, like the wagon and the horse and a little parade handing out beer, oh yeah.
And,
Oh,
and-
that'll make everyone happy.
and-
Oh yeah, you even got
Yeah,
like little
he's-
kids. You even got like little kids coming, and they're using everything for cups, eh? And you notice that like, a lot of the stuff here, whether it be buttons, needles, fish hooks, tools, jewelry, cups, bowls, eatingware, stuff like that, is made from like this very almost ivory-looking bone. And you guys know it's like knucklehead trout is where they get this bone. That's what the people fish here. That's what a lot of their scrimshaw and tools and jewelry are made out of. That's the majority of their diet. If it wasn't for the knucklehead trout, there'd be no towns here. Most of the economy is based on the knucklehead trout.
Ah.
So like kids are coming up to you with like cups, made from just carved from the skulls of the knucklehead trout, everything. Like even when you guys are walking through the market, you guys could see like it's like Walmart of like a goods store. Like, in fact, no one has ever seen a trading post like this before. It's just massive. It's like massive. It's just sprawling, and they have everything. They sell everything from like sleighs and wagons, dog sleds,
The
snowshoes.
Amazon fulfillment center of Bryn Shander.
Right. This is right, and this is like, yeah, exactly. That's where you guys like sold the Yetis to, and you guys can even see that it's daytime now. That there's actually like stands outside on this big sprawling wood plank porch that's covered. They actually have items out there for sale, and like tables with like everything from fishing rods and hunting harpoons and stuff like that. That there's a stand. It can't possibly be like what you guys brought in, but you can see that there's even like a really nice fucking fur coat, and it's like a long trench coat style. But you can tell like it's made from Yeti fur. You recognize it, but it's all cleaned up, so it looks really nice and white. Like it's not kind of yellowed in like the armpits and stuff.
And bloody.
Yeah, but like it's nice and white. Like, it can't possibly be from the stuff you guys brought. It's just too fast. But but you can see that it's beautiful, and it has like very nice knucklehead trout bone buttons on it, like just very nicely carved.
That's
And
a coat if I've ever heard of one.
Is our horse and car going to be okay on the Sea of Moving Ice?
Possibly, possibly not. Depends how heavy it is. It might go under.
Markham says, "Well, I hope
how
you don't
thick is
find
the ice?
yourselves out." Markham says, "Well, I hope you don't find yourselves out on the moving ice. I just, not expecting you to go that far. If you end up at the coast, I'd be surprised, but I just got to make sure that they don't have like a long ship or nothing sitting out there waiting to come back and do another attack even tonight. I don't want them to regroup and try again or without some notice."
Good point.
You guys approach the towers. You can see the construction of the new gates is already underway, and which makes sense because you guys were walking by the trading post. You can see that they were loading up timbers.
Have they
Like on skids that they're. Pardon me?
Have they put the giant head up on the tower yet?
Oh, he literally just told them like 5 minutes ago.
All right. Yeah.
But you can see that where her body is pulled into the city near the wall, and you can see where it's covered, and you can see that there are men uncovering it. That they are preparing to do something to it. They are uncovering.
Okay. All right.
You can hear like the saws and banging of hammers, even the nicker of horses, because they're there moving the timbers and stuff like that, right? You got to skid them in the snow. You can see recognizable enough at this point in the distance in her chainmail. You can see Algrith there, and when she sees the sheriff coming, she just stands at attention and snaps him a sharp salute, and he gives her like a real casual, relaxed one. And he says, "Algrith," and she comes over like promptly, and he's like she kind of stands like even at attention, and he doesn't even like really notice. And he's like, "I've asked fellows to," and he motions with his hand, "to take a look out west to see, what the giants are up to. If they're still there, if they're gone, whatever, right? Do a recon." And he's like, "They're wondering if there's any settlements out there." And I said, "The only one I knew of is Ironmaster, but I don't know much. Aren't you from there?" And her eyes just get fucking big, and she even does like a little dance on the site, and she's like, "Yes, sir, I am. I'm from Ironmaster. What did?" And she's like,
happy.
she's very.
Tell us about it.
She's very excited to be of aid to the sheriff, especially on such a personal manner.
I ship it.
I was role playing her, so I know her stuff.
Yeah, her role playing information. She has like a hard on for the sheriff, eh? She does everything she can to get noticed by him. So to be noticed by him, woohoo! Dear diary, he talked to me today. She says, much of the Sword Coast is cliffs, and you know that to be true, right? Like, there's areas where, like, north to south, like even as far down as like Kalimshan, right? Like even farther down south, even to the jungles of Shalt. Like the jungles of Shalt are way down south. Think of it like I always think North and South American continents. Forgive me for you guys across the Atlantic. But I always think about like Shalt would be way down in South America, in Chile or something. And Waterdeep is kind of like Seattle or Vancouver.
I saw it as New York, even though it was West Coast. I just figured they'd flip that. That's just me, though.
Yeah, you are kind of right. Yeah, but and Bryn Shander, oh, you guys are in Alaska, right? And I'm talking northern Alaska. You guys are in. Like you guys are literally like gonna be. It's just Arctic Ocean right around you, pretty much.
Bryn Shander, Point
yeah,
Barrow.
and most of that coast is cliff. It honestly is. All the way from Chult. Like, in fact, the reason why a lot of people don't go down to Chult is because everyone knows this. The Black Cliffs. There's 2,500 miles of 200-foot high black lava cliffs. So there's no place for ships to pull onto shore. So it deters a lot of people from going. So she says, on the shore, or near the shore, there is a cleft. A big cleft in the cliffs. That, like, it's basically a valley that ends in a cliff at the shoreline. Can you kind of picture that? Like, massive, right? And she says, Iron Master is marked by standing stones that stand every few dozen paces. They're large. They're like, 3-4 times the height of a man, roughly hewn. Got dwarven runes carved on them. And they line the valley. She says, and she looks at you guys with all seriousness. She says, that boundary marks Iron Master. That's dwarven territory. And she says, again, I said, all seriousness. No non-dwarf is allowed to step into Iron Master.
Yeah, what happens if they do? Say they're kind of drunk and fall in the line and stumble over into.
She says, "Well, I wouldn't take such a foolish friend that close because that's not good. However, if you want to, go to Iron Master, stand near one of the standing stones and wait. And someone will come and talk to you." And she says, "I do have a cousin that lives there. If when you're there," wait, I gotta find this again. I was out of it.
Any message?
Yeah, she says, if you go there if you come, if you say like you're there on behalf of me, like she's like, how do I put it? Like putting the power in. I can't say she's kind of like, you know, hey, just say you know me, right? Yeah. She
Okay,
says
what happens when we
she
tell them that we know you? Will they let us in? Will they? Is there
she
anything you'd
says
like us to tell them?
she says if you go there and you tell them that you want to talk to someone from the Brighthelm clan on behalf of me, you know, Algrith Brighthelm, she says maybe you can tell them what's going on. And she looks at the sheriff hopefully, and maybe they can send some reinforcements. And the sheriff kind of lifts up his hand and strokes his chin. He's like, we could use it for sure.
Mm.
And you see her cheeks turn pink with like,
Aww.
Oh, well,
that's a good idea, Algrith.
if we make it there, we will definitely do that then.
He said, well, sure, it can point it out to you on a map. And Algrith nods.
Yeah.
She's I can. And they'll do that. They'll go. In fact, she could just run into like one of the guard towers or whatever, and she can come up with a map and show you. And Sirik, Suzale, he's just like, what? Wait, what's going on? Like, where are we going? You don't want to go closer to Giant. He's like, that's like he's just kind of babbling with like kind of nervous.
It's the last thing the giants would expect.
We got to figure out where they are.
The
If we don't
closer
know
we
what's
are to
happening,
danger,
jump
the
up on
further
it.
we are for harm.
Once
Besides,
they're
their queen's just dead. They're probably retreating and trying to figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah.
They won't do
this is the
much
best-
for the foreseeable
this is-
future.
Yeah, this is the best
we
time to go into
make
giant
this quick.
territory when they can't really do anything about us.
what?
This is the best time to go into giant territory when they're not expecting it.
They've got a lot to process right now.
And we can take the guy with us who blood they smell. Find them
Oh,
all
we don't have to
quicker that
take
way.
him with us towards the giants. That would be a stupid idea. But I
'Cause
think he can
The
stay
Arch December
typing.
guy, he's south as well, right?
Well, we'd assume.
Yeah, so we'll go to both the quests in the south then at the same time.
That sounds like two birds with one stone.
I don't know if we go west, we can see the dwarves and track the giants. For their
Yeah, like
dog
if you
test.
guys, okay,
That's true too.
yeah, if you guys go west to see what the status of the giants is, you guys could swing down south along the coast to Ironmaster, because it is a little bit farther south, right? Just, you know. And then come back to Bryn Shander. In fact, from there, you guys could hook up to the 10 roads and then follow the 10 roads back up. That whole circuit would, like, you know, three to 4 days at most.
Would we
depending
be
on
able to?
Well,
depending
we
on
need 4 days of rations.
Markham Subtle says, "Man, bro, we need some bring some provisions for these guys." And one of the young, like the guy only looks like he's like 14, and he's like got like the chainmail on and a helmet that's a little bit too big. And he like stops whatever he was doing, and he just runs and takes off towards like farther down the wall to like where the barracks and stuff are, or no, towards center town, I guess the barracks are. Yeah, and he says I can do that, and he says, and he points to like where over to like where the guys have the Droofy's body uncovered. She's still face down in the snow and like I said, dragged off. She's now uncovered. You can see that they have like a big double buck saw. Like with a handle on each hand.
Yeah.
Takes 2 guys. And they got a big buck saw. It looks like they're just lining up and beginning to start sawing on her. And he's like, "You bring me any more giant heads and I'll pay you for them."
Let's not get too cocky.
He just kind of shrugs and puts his thumbs back in his belt.
So we'll do these 2 quests, and then we'll do the go see
And then go south.
Artisember or whatever.
Sounds like a plan.
Right. Once we're ready, let's hit the cart and head out.
You guys gotta take the. Okay, I want to know who and what is going with you guys.
I suggest our new
wagon.
friend should stay here for the moment.
Oh, let's take them all. The wagon, the horse. all of
Yeah,
us.
yeah. Can you
All
always
the
take a
big
unit? Let's take
Ring guy?
all the guards. Let's take all the guards and
Not all the
British
guards.
under. I'm sure would be a
No,
good
not-
idea.
Not all the guards, but just the Beldora,
The quest NPCs, yeah.
the dwarf, and the Beldora, the dwarf, and the guy whose blood they're smelling. Take us all with us.
I think we should leave him behind because we don't want to tempt the giants.
Algreth won't leave her post.
Best way to find them. Bring him with us.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll say where
Algreth
she
will not
is.
leave her
Yeah.
post. She just won't.
Yeah.
She will
Okay.
stay
Okay.
and do her duty. She's too like lawful for that. She's on duty. She's not gonna.
I mean,
Shit. If you want Cyric to go,
I think that's a bad idea.
he's
Best way to protect him. Keep him with us. Best way to find the fire.
he's kind of
Him with us.
scared about staying alone, or he's kind of scared about going with you guys. But then when you mentioned about like being alone without you guys, that kind of freaks him out too. So he's like, "These guys seem much more calm yesterday."
It's only the best way to find the frost giants if the frost giants are smelling your blood. If they're not, or don't care anymore about that, then we need to find that out too. How best to do it, but by bringing him with us.
And again, I don't think the frost giants were too worried about the ring. They were just doing her bidding.
Yeah, so that may not be. a
Seeing as
thing.
after she died,
Best
they
way to find
left.
out.
yeah, that could have been her plan. And honestly, in my opinion, they're probably going to be fighting amongst each other to see who's going to be the next.
To be
Winner.
honest, they attacked the city because they were after the person who she could smell. We're taking the person that she could smell outside of the city. So
So
Good point.
The next frost giant king should be the person who slew the last one. Oh, shit, that's me. Another reason we should go find them.
if you want to try and
They should now be my
commit-
subjects.
hey,
And this
hey,
is-
I'm totally down for convincing the frost giants to follow Nicodemus.
Taking
If
over
we wanna
the
go-
world, one conquest
we-
at a time.
If we want to do that, then Nicodemus will be the giant leader, and we'll have Gar with an army of goblins.
Hey,
Well,
don't
that's a lovely contrast.
Stop us now.
don't be messing with my greenness.
Oh, definitely not. When's the wedding again?
When I return,
We're never going back to that conversation.
don't you know?
Oh, what a shame.
You're never gonna go back to the Dripping Caves north of Nightstone, eh?
I don't know about that, but that's his story. He's sticking to it right at the moment, giving that male bravado.
So do
that
we
whole
think we
story,
can-
that whole storyline could potentially derail my whole campaign, but I kind of be okay with that. I kind of want to know where that would go to. Like, what would happen if a gnome married a goblin?
Fun times. Just a lot of fun times.
You think we can convince the Giants to follow Nicodemus? Like, the opening is down right now, so they're not beholden to follow other Giants, right? I kind of like this idea.
Them being accepting me as their king.
It doesn't
Huh?
mean that little folk that they'd still follow little folk. It just means they don't listen to other giants just because of rank.
It doesn't mean they wouldn't listen to our folk, though.
We get him stills.
Eh.
Then he's not so little.
I don't.
Would still
Yeah.
work in snow, though.
Can anyone cast enlarge? Actually, no, that would just make him a large creature, which isn't big enough because giants are huge.
Enlarge what?
Enlarge
By that, I mean,
Nicodemus.
what part?
No,
At the legs?
enlarge is a spell that doubles your size.
I think you can understand the joke I was trying to say with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
That's
I'm just not dealing with it.
Yes. We caught that one, and that would be the question. I think that's every wizard's go-to.
I think proportionally, your dick would double in size as well, but proportionate to the rest of your body, it wouldn't actually be that relevant.
Maybe not, but let's move on. Let's
I'm going for that.
Let's get moving before it gets too dark.
and
Let's
too
get the
cold.
show on the road.
Okay, so you guys are taking the wagon. You guys are taking Bildora.
Yeah.
Is she like totally stunned? Like she's just oh. That you guys want her? But she goes. She's just shocked that you guys would take her just suddenly. You guys are taking Sirik with you?
If you will come, yes.
Okay. Like I said, he has everything that he owns anyways with him. So he just sits in the wagon kind of resoundingly, just kind of a little bit downcast, but he's going.
Garl will jump up there and kind of stand next to him, because him sitting is probably about Garl standing.
Yeah.
He'll say, and Garl will say, "Don't worry about it. I'll protect you. Lay down. Go to sleep. Get some rest. You need some rest. You're stressed out."
That sounds like a good idea. And he actually does. He actually climbs way back into the wagon instead of just sitting on the end gate. He actually climbs in and
when he goes
just
to sleep,
rolls under some tarps.
when he goes to sleep, Garl will start going through his stuff.
Oh, he rolls under his tarp with just everything. His fur, everything.
Oh,
He just
okay.
covers up with the tarp.
Damn, couldn't see what he's hiding. He's got to be hiding something.
If you want, I could give him enough whiskey to where he wouldn't wake up as you rifled through his pockets.
Well, his pack and stuff. Yeah, that's an idea too. We could slip him a Mickey. This is the sword post, right? Just like the Barnaby.
Oh, I was thinking you're just enough.
I asked Markham for some more crossbow bolts for Beldora so she's got more of them so she can shoot from afar
yeah.
for longer.
He can. He will
Yeah.
supply her if she's gonna go. He doesn't look as shocked that you're taking Beldora. Like you just say, oh, maybe we could get some weapons for her. You just okay, and he just does, right? Sends a man to go get weapons. Okay, so anyways, the wagon, Sirik, Beldora, Algreth cannot go.
Okay.
Or will not go. Markham will not go.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense for both of them.
Who am I missing? Okay, you got those two. Yeah, Dvessa Shane can't go, and then
Dress is dead.
Yeah. And then
What
you guys
about Sir Barak?
Is Sir Beric the guy that we came here to let him know that the Nightstone leader had died? Because we should really take him
No,
with
that
us.
was
He was the shady.
No. That's actually Markham, the sheriff.
Okay, and he
He
won't come
was,
with us.
Yeah, Sir Beric was a shady caravan guard who helped in the fight with the
Hey,
horse.
He helped in the fight.
He
He's
had
good.
like a war horse.
Have we
Yeah.
got to see him yet?
You guys haven't seen him today.
Should we go check on it with Sir Barak, see if he'd be willing to come with us too?
Let us continue our parade through the streets of Dufander with everybody to Sir Beric's house, handing out giant beer as we go along.
Yeah.
Silence. Go ahead and play a fun little ditty to draw them in.
I'm gonna use the help action to give Casper an advantage if she's gonna play. Because I've got 40, so
Thaumaturgy to really make some noise, dude. Like some boom
Yeah.
and thunder. I mean, should be like a
Can I-
Bacchanalian like parade through the city. and talk to
question.
everybody.
Question: if I use my thaumaturgy to make Silence's voice louder, would that make her flute playing louder?
Oh yeah, you could
Isn't it?
amplify her flute totally.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for
I'll do it.
sure.
Why not?
So I'm playing my flute to catch someone's attention.
No, just for
Everyone's attention.
yeah.
Okay, but
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
we're-
play
we're-
a
we're-
annoying
we're-
car sound.
A jaunty
We're-
little marchy song on your pipes.
We're basically being parading around the village as heroes right now, which is fun.
Okay.
Well,
You've got
let's put it
advantage
this
to
way:
them helping
it's certainly helping out morale,
Yeah.
and
Remember,
Morale,
Droopy.
key.
when you
Keeping
guys
morale up is half the battle.
pull up
Hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
people in the north like entertainment anyways. Like, I mean, even in real life, that's why I'm in like a bar band, because there's a lot of northern communities, and it's a big deal to get a band. They love entertainment up north because there's nothing else.
Quite true.
If you can play a song, that's... So let us know how you do, Kat. You probably blew everyone's socks off.
Just out of curiosity,
Okay.
in your band, do
Yeah,
you cover-
roll with advantage.
I don't know. I didn't hear what you said, Michael. Ryan talked over you.
do you
Sorry,
cover
roll
the
a what?
classic rock band song, American band, except such
Roll
very
2d20
good word
to the
Canadian band?
hands.
Fuck. They keep talking. I can't hear you.
Sorry, dude. Go ahead, Michael.
Do you cover the classic American rock band song, American Band, but you change the lyrics to Canadian band. We're a Canadian band. We're coming
Oh,
to
no,
We're
no.
going to party down. We're a Canadian band.
No.
It'd be cool if you did.
No.
Let's just assume that because I don't know that song.
Well, all right, it'd be kind of like the premise he's going with is like singing like Leonard Skinner singing "Sweet Home Alabama." No, well, the song "Sweet
Oh
Home."
yeah, and do you know what? And actually, that song, I know,
And
like the bass
he's got
player
the
sings
Sweet
that. He
Home
says "Sweet Home."
Alberta.
He says
Yeah, that's
"Sweet."
exactly
Yeah.
what I was thinking, Charles. Sweet Home Alberta.
See, and you know what? That's that song. Yeah, the bass player sings it. He does say "Sweet Home Saskatchewan."
And let's face it, Alberta would be the Alabama of Canada.
Kind of Texas.
Oh, okay.
They like guns and trucks and oil and steers and.
Okay,
And-
but what do
and-
I need to roll? Just a plain
Okay.
D20?
You roll
Uh,
2d20 to the higher one.
2 D20s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and pick
Take the higher
one.
number.
Okay, hang
And
on.
then add your performance.
No modifier on it then.
Yes, and
No,
then add
performance.
your performance, which would probably be your
Hang on.
proficiency bonus plus your charisma.
Proficiency bonus, that's a 3. My charisma is also plus a 3, so plus 6.
Yep.
And that's on both dice rolls.
No, roll both
Yeah,
dice.
you.
Oh,
You have
then add 6.
advantage.
Okay.
So roll 2 die 20s. Because you have advantage, choose the higher of those two. So if you roll a 17 and a 4, take the 17 because you have advantage. Okay, and do you know what? Yeah, do that first, and then I'm gonna have a little discussion here.
Okay.
Roll your dice.
Hang on a moment, I think they're jinxed. Just a moment.
Oh,
Okay, first roll. And second roll. Okay, so I got a 6 and an 18.
okay. Oh, so 18 plus your 6 for performance, 24.
That's
You do
6.
a fantastic job. People are like, even people who are working and cleaning up and doing other important things, stop, and it actually does become a parade. People do like just stand and watch. Because like if nothing else, for a lot of people, it's the first time they've seen you. They've heard about these adventurers who helped kill, but for a lot of people, it's the first time they've actually been able to lay their eyes on you. You guys pipe and play your way up to the tavern, and I'm gonna stop just for a second. Okay, because Kat,
Mhm.
is that what you go by? Is it Kat or Kathy? What do you go by?
Doesn't matter really. I answer to
Okay.
any.
Okay, because I feel bad because I feel like I'm starting to realize that I'm assuming a lot. You're very new to Dungeons and Dragons.
To the actual game Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
yes. To the concept
Okay.
of it, no.
Okay. So it's my fault because I haven't been being very clear. But I'm gonna explain a couple concepts here that we all totally take for granted. Okay? Because we take it for granted. Okay. Anything like an attack check, a skill check, an ability check,
Yeah.
anything. Casting is like if it's casting a spell that needs a check of some type or an attack roll or whatever, that's always going to be the D20
Yep.
first, right? Always, almost always. If I say roll this, it's almost always going to be a D20 first, and then you might have to roll another dice afterwards, depending on the success. Dungeons and Dragons has a thing called 3 basic rules. Number 1, rolling high is always better.
Obviously.
When they say to like half of something, always round down.
Ah, okay.
Always round down unless otherwise specified. And there's literally only like 2 other things in the game that say round up. One of them is the hit dice you get back for resting and
Recovery.
and arcane recovery and natural recovery are the only things that
alright.
it's actually round. It specifies rounded up. The number 3 of the third rule is the advantage disadvantage, which is, as we just did, when we're rolling with advantage or disadvantage. So, for example, someone's invisible, and the enemy is invisible, and you want to attack them. Well, they're hard to hit because they're invisible, right? You roll with disadvantage. I'll tell you when and where you have disadvantage. Now, what disadvantage and advantage are is you roll 2 d20s. If you have advantage, you choose the higher. If you have disadvantage, you choose the lower. That's the way that they've done penalties and bonuses now in this game, rather than just giving you here's a +4, or here's a -1, or whatever. Right? They've gotten rid of the majority of that with advantage, disadvantage. So therefore, like you just rolled, that was perfect. 6 and an 18, right? If you have advantage, you choose the 18. If you have disadvantage, choose the 8, right? So it'll always be roll that 20 and add the relevant modifier. So if it's a skill that you're proficient with, use your proficiency bonus, right? If it's, an attack roll, it'll be your proficiency bonus unless otherwise specified, right? So basically, if you're good at doing something, if you're proficient at it, you add that number in. They just simplified that too. So again, because we take that so for granted that, okay, well, roll to hit with advantage, right? And we take it for granted that people are like, well, what the fuck are you even talking about, right? Anyways, so let's continue. So,
you
guys hit what?
So what I did there was I took the help action. Basically, it's something you can do where you can just say you use your actions to give someone else advantage. So
yeah, it's an action you can use instead of like doing an attack action or casting a spell. You can do a help action, which, well, helps someone. It gives them advantage. Anyways, so you guys get to the inn where Sir What's His Face is staying. When you guys come in, and you guys even come in and charge into his room. Okay, you guys come in. He's not in the common area. You guys ask where he is. You guys charge up the stairs. There's like 8 of you, in like winter gear. So you guys are like just taking up like a massive volume of area. Because even Syracuse Zale, he won't even stay down the wagon alone. He just wants to stick by your guys' side.
If we have to walk upstairs, we will leave the wagon and horse at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, the wagon and horse. I assume the wagon and horse, and even Bill Dorr down there. She's watching the wagon. She's assuming that's why she's there. You guys go to his room. You guys come in, and you come in, and it's like already like, well, it's morning, but it's full morning. It's like 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
This is your late morning wake-up call.
Yeah, you come in, and he's laying in bed with the blanket pulled up to his neck. He kind of sits up and looks startled. A bunch of people burst into his room, and you guys look at him, and you can see his nose is red, and his eyes are red and puffy, and he's like, what do you guys want? As he's sitting up, he's sick as a dog.
Well, someone needs to pick me up.
I think I have red fever.
Is it contagious?
Basically like a flu.
Yeah.
Carl will say, "Come on, man, you're burning daylight. We have more giants to slay. You're letting the city down."
I can't go anywhere today.
When the city falls, it's all on your shoulders. And come on, guys, let's go.
I need a rest.
Girl, no need to be harsh.
Life is harsh.
He's currently fighting one of the most important battles of his life. For his own life.
Sleep? and off a hangover.
I
He
don't have
looks.
to disease.
He.
If he had a paladin, we could cure him.
Yeah, if you did, you could. If you guys remember, the first time you met him, he was starting already with the sniffles.
Yeah.
By now, it's a full-blown all-out.
If he had a wound or two, I could help him out, but
You know
disease
what? Have a
is
good
another
day.
matter.
Catch it. Peace. We're out. Continue the parade.
All right.
Is there anyone else we need to talk to that hasn't that helped us out before?
No, I'm trying to think. Okay, because one NPC is sick, and Sheriff and Algrith are not coming, and Devesta Shane is dead, so you have the other two NPCs with you.
Yeah.
Let's hit the road.
You
Come
guys
on,
head up.
Raul needs to get some giant action.
Whoa.
You'll
So-
see.
Before we start out, though,
Yeah.
I'd like to augury, like 10 minutes at the gate. Like, do we go west? It will west be will or woe.
Wheel.
West it is.
We go west.
To the west.
Go west
Young gnome.
to a lot. Yo, I'm mixing up songs here. What's the song to paint your wagon? Not paint your wagon. Yeah, paint your wagon. I'm gonna paint your wagon. I'm gonna paint it good. I'm gonna paint your wagon. That wagon's made of wood.
I'm just.
You guys, does anyone know what I'm talking about? Charles knows paint your wagon.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah. It's
You know
actually
paint your
on the
wagon,
left.
Michael? It's a musical western with Clint Eastwood and Lee Van Cleef.
With Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
In a musical.
Yeah, Clint
That
Eastwood
sounds
and Lee
about
Van
right.
Cleef.
Clint
It's
Eastwood once sing that song in that movie? Because if so, I'm watching it.
oh, they don't sing that. That's actually from The Simpsons when The Simpsons ripped it off. But the thing is, that's how bad the movie is.
It's
Lee
a
Van
spaghetti
Cleef
western.
Oh yeah, it's a western, but it's a musical with Lee Van Cleef and Clint Eastwood. The plot is great. It has a fantastic plot.
Was that before or after the spaghetti westerns?
During?
Yeah, it's during. Paint your
Sounds like the hike to me.
paint your wagon with Clint Eastwood. Is, spaghetti western.
That must have been a weird sequel to A Fistful of Dollars.
Well, yeah, it's not any of those sequels, but yeah, it's absolutely terrible, but it's great because of its terribleness. I love that movie just because it's like so bizarre.
Just like my foot pointing on the journey. I spend some of the time on the journey just practicing my foot, and it's terrible. I remember 3, so yeah.
Compared to Silence, you're a chump.
Yeah.
It's
Need
like
extra practice.
it's like not like bragging. Like when someone's like, "Hey, do you play guitar?" and they're like playing like Wonderwall or something, and they're like, "Do you play guitar?" I'm like, "A little bit." I'm like, "Well, here, play me something."
It's not Lee Van Cleef. It's Lee Marvin.
Lee Marvin, that's who it is. Yeah, sorry, Lee Marvin. Yeah. Oh, paint your wagon. I kind of want to see that now. And not only is it terrible, it's long. It's like 3.5 hours long.
Oh shit!
And Clint Eastwood said yes to that.
Yeah, but I said great plot, really good plot. The movie has a really good plot. It does. Like it's very very entertaining plot, but when they start singing, it's painful. And the thing is, it's also the bad. It's like the bad. What is it like? 70s or whatever. Like audio dub-ins. right?
Ew.
Like you can hear, like when it's they're in a tavern room or something like that, and then Lee Marvin's gonna sing. You can hear like the chunk of like the tape recorder, right? As they like overlaid the audio, over top, and the whole background noise changes, right? From like a live set to like a studio doing, recording the song. Like, oh, I don't know, it's bad, but anyways, that's what I pictured. You guys, just the wagon's heading west.
Yeah.
Paint your wagon, but it's not green and rolling hills. It's white with a marvelous blue sky. If you live as far north as I do, I can't even you live up north, Ryan. You live up north, Kate, right? Isn't the sky different? It's so blue.
Well, when you go up into the mountains,
It's
yeah.
see,
Depends.
and
Yeah,
where
I
I
mean,
am,
depends.
well, I'm in Saskatchewan in Canada. We're the highest point east of the Rockies.
It must be a brilliant blue.
The continent bulges right where we are. Like, we're in the center of the hump. The sky is so big. The horizon is so far away. And that's the stark white of the new freshly fallen snow. In fact, without the aid of Garl, you guys would have to be making rolls. But
Oof.
Garl immediately warns you guys of the risks and the hazards of the sun on a day like today. Basically, it's the same as looking into the sun. You get sunburn on your retinas.
Okay.
It's called
Sun
snow
blindness is a real problem.
Yeah. And he shows you a way of protecting your eyes.
Carl would go ahead and say, right here, you take this nice handkerchief. It has to be a nice one. It has to be silk. And you take your dagger and you slit right here. And then you go over 2 thumbs and slit over here. And then you wrap it around the back of your head with your eyes out those slots. You'll be good to go.
And Claude holds up 2 Yeti eyes over his own eyes.
Not quite that way.
I do as God says.
Yeah, I do as well. I want to keep my eyes to read sheet music.
It's a real thing. Like, don't dare go ice fishing without sunglasses.
Oh, your eyes are hurt.
Yeah, otherwise you can hardly drive home. All you're gonna see is that when you look at the sun or a flash bulb goes off and you close your eyes, you just have that. But it's all over. So, okay, I'm just losing my mind here. You guys head west. You guys travel the on this day. Nothing really happens throughout the first day. You guys eventually make camp and all. I want you guys to like, you guys can camp and rest and do everything you need to do overnight. But I want someone today is going to be the ranger because he's the ranger, and the druid. So let's start off with the druid first. Druid, roll me d20 for the temperature of this new day.
That is going to be a natural 1.
Ooh dear.
No. One of the few circumstances where this is just on a chart, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad.
Oh, fucking
1
beautiful.
to 14 is normal for the season. So it's cold, but it's not anything terrible. Okay, now Garl, I want you to roll me for the wind, please, on a natural G or straight D20.
16.
There's a light breeze today. Now, Alex, roll me for precipitation.
That is also going to be a 16.
There is light precipitation and wind, light wind. So it's snowing today this morning. It started like while it was still dark out, like in the middle of the night. But even now that you guys are awake, I'll say it's probably 6, 7 a.m. It's still dark at this hour, but it's snowing. You guys had tents. When you come out of the tents are heavy with snow. Well, not heavy with snow, but they have a snow covering. A little bit of a breeze, but it's not too cold out. What are you guys eating for food?
Rations.
Rations? A lot of your rations are, you have dried knucklehead trout.
I can forage a bit too. I'd like to do that. I don't know how much. I got the background where I can find food for 6 people.
Okay, I'll get to you in just a second, but that's good to know who else. I know who else has survival or that background feature.
Garl does.
Garl does? Because I'll tell you guys right now, your horse is going to be an issue. Because horses eat a lot. So unless the wagon is mostly full of horse feed.
Garl would definitely cast Goodberry.
Oh. Just feed the horse good berries. See, and you can good berry. Okay. So now the rolls are just for fun.
Or
the Goodberry.
6 people I could forage for the horse only. We could all just eat rations.
And some of the rations that you guys get, like I said, a lot of it, like you guys have smoked. You guys have 3 different things you guys got for rations. Okay, you got smoked knucklehead trout. You guys got salted and dried knucklehead trout, and you guys also got frozen blocks of filleted knucklehead trout.
All right.
No pickled herring or like walrus.
Do you know what?
Or something.
There, you guys. Or what? Salted herring or what?
Like pickled walrus chunks. I don't know. I they eat walrus, don't they?
Oh yeah, muktuk.
Or something. Yeah.
Just muktuk. That's just whale skin with the blubber on it.
Okay. Yum yum.
Nutritious.
Then you just. Well, do you know what? Why do you think Inuit don't get scurvy?
Oh, they eat the entire seal, including the guts and the brain and everything.
Yeah, and
happened
it
to
contains
those-
vitamin C. But once you cook it, you cook the vitamin C out. It's
There's
eating
lots of vitamin C in walrus.
in
happened to those-
muktuk, in like
Muktuk.
whale fat.
Okay.
But if you cook it, it cooks out the vitamin C.
Yeah, I
What
suppose they
happened
weren't
to
going a lot more
those?
to Alaska, were they?
What happened to those giant pieces of fruit that we took from the giant garden? Do we still have those?
I think you guys have some, and you guys sold some. No one has really been keeping care of them. If they are there, they are frozen solid because they've been just in the wagon. But do what? No, they were in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
I have 5
Yeah.
giant fruit ridden and 19 giant seeds.
Yeah, and I think you guys did throw some more fruit when you guys left into the bag of holding. So
Yeah.
technically, that was only 3 days ago. See, with the giant apples would be good. You guys could just slice a giant apple and eat that. Everyone could eat that. Even that's part of your meal. So there you go. You guys even eat good.
In the bag of holding, or is it like, like will things rot in the bag of holding?
It would. Yeah, they do. It doesn't say anywhere they magically preserve.
Out in a cold place, of course it would be preserved. Why do you need a fridge out in the middle of a really cold country?
Yeah, but he's got a bag of holding where it's a magical bag. It's like holds more.
Yeah.
The contents are more than it's a normal looking bag, but it holds like as much as like a house, right?
Catherine, think Hermione's bag from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
Yeah. People always say, "What happens if you turn a bag of holding inside out?" I said, "You get a giant bag that holds nothing." Right?
Yep.
I don't know. Anyways, you guys are like it's like you guys are walking west, slight wind, slight snow. So the sky is gray today and your visibility is somewhat obscured. Where the previous day it just seemed endless. Today it's almost like walking on the ethereal plane. It's just so homogeneous and monotonous around you because the white of the driving snow past a few feet turn to streaks, then beyond that it just turns to a haze that just goes for an eternity. You can no longer see the horizon. It's just as if you're suspended in a whiteout.
I hope we don't get hallucinations.
And like you said, it's not a close white. It's not like you have a visibility of only 30 feet. Like it might be like 1,000 feet, let's say, right? And you guys are all kind of walking and kind of thinking to yourself, because even the wind, although it's slight, it whistles and blows in your hood. Some of you guys get cold cheeks, but Bildora, you see her once in a while take her gloves off and she warms her face up with her hands and then puts her big giant mitts back on. And Syracuse Zale, although he's like swarthy skinned southern boy, he seems to deal with the cold quite well with his clothes he has and just fortitude. Once he's gotten over like kind of like the fear that frost giants are hunting him, you see he's actually does quite well out in the wilderness. That like, and you guys are getting to know him a bit. That's exactly why he ended up here. He ended up in Bryn Shander just to fish knucklehead trout. So he's actually become quite an experienced outdoorsman throughout his years traveling alone from way down south in Cizale. Like he's traveled a long time, a big part of his life, so he's quite a wilderness man. Bildora can be chatty, but she can be told to like shut up without really taking offense. She's a little bit of oblivious to minor cruelties like that. She's not overly sensitive. You guys are all just thinking about whatever you might be thinking about, but I want everyone to please make me a perception check, and I'd even have everyone do it with disadvantage because of like the long distance and the poor weather. precipitation. So roll d20, roll 2d20s. I mean, choose the lowest and add your perception bonus, which is your wisdom plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient, and if not, then add your jack of all trades, which is +2.
With disadvantage, I got 18.
Anyone else beat an 18?
Yes, Garl got a 25.
Anyone beat a 25?
10 here.
No, I got what 10, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
10 here too, with
10
rounding
7.
down.
Okay. What a lot of times what I like to I picture perception is it's kind of literally the sequence that people could start seeing things, right? So you guys are traveling. Garl is like riding up on the wagon, and he's just like, Garl, you think you see something coming from the northwest, like north by northwest, like almost north, but because of like the light obscurement and the poor distant visibility because of the light precipitation, you're not quite sure. You think you do, and by the time Far Eye is like, what do you see? And by the time you actually spot something Far Eye, you see it for sure, Garl. And then the others of you see it. And you guys can see in the distance, and I mean in the long distance, but moving fast, it's growing huge in shape. You can see a huge winged shape in the sky.
Dragon!
Gargantuan shape.
Is it gargantuan? Like, are we talking ancient?
Like gargantuan size.
Oh dear.
And
Cover?
making a beeline. The only cover right now is literally like the wagon or snowdrifts.
Stand by the wagon.
Cloud will cast Fog Cloud.
Well, I'm jumping into a snowdrift.
That's a good idea.
You cast fog cloud just to encompass the wagon and everything?
Yeah, to encompass the party.
Great job. Great job. You could cast it, and you guys see
I'm going to use the wagon for cover.
Okay, everyone kind of huddles down, takes cover. You cast your fog cloud. You cast fog cloud, and about coming in 30 feet off the ground, flies overhead. And like I said, because it's close enough, it's easy to see this gargantuan white dragon that is like so old that it's mostly gray and blue. It's massive. When it flies over top, you could even see that on its underside are speckles in its scales, and some of them glitter like jewels. You see all this quite clearly because of the massive downforce of its huge wings. It actually blows the cloud away. And this thing just roars as it flies, like right over top of you guys. Like it literally like does what you would call it at you guys. Like it just, and it roars, and it roars, and it does like a wing over before it does like a 90-degree turn and goes straight up in the air. And it looks like it might be coming by for another flyby even. But as it comes by and it does the wing over and flies up, you guys can see that this dragon, and again, Garl, you probably spotted first because you had the best perception on this. strapped to its back looks like around like ahead of its wings at the base of its neck is like strapped. It looks like a saddle, a big fancy saddle with like a dead and decayed and tattered robed figure still strapped into it. Does anyone speak Draconic?
Oh, let's see here.
Nope.
Carl.
Nope.
Nope.
Let me
Okay.
put it here. Garl does.
You do?
Yep.
Garl, when it flies by and it's roaring, you hear in the subcontext of the Draconic language, you hear that it's like boasting gleefully, and it sounds like it's addressing the quote unquote figure on its back. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't look like it's like a lich on its back. It literally looks like it's a corpse is like
there's a
flopping
corpse.
flopping around dead
Yeah.
on it. And it does. And by this time you see it goes up in the sky, it does a real slow wing over. Like it goes straight up, and it's slowing down. It just does this nice graceful wing over. And its body just gains momentum super quick, and it's coming down for another flyby straight at you guys. And as it
Garl
roars, everything around just trembles.
will go ahead and expend a charge off his staff.
Mhm.
And have it sound like a snow owl hooting.
Okay. You hear it go, just begin to go off as like this thing flies by, does another roaring scream, and it feels like your ears are like filled with cotton. Like the sound just overwhelms all of you guys. You guys all cower, and this time, girl, you hear it say it's addressing you all. And the figure on its back, it says, "See how they cower before me." And the dragon just does a second flyby and leaves back again, kind of northward.
Well, that was weird.
That was.
Garl will turn. Go ahead.
Belinda,
Go ahead, Alex.
No, I can't say anything right now. She's too terrified.
Belinda, and Sirik, like eventually come out from like under a tarp from behind the back. But I mean, I kind of picture where this happens, everyone just kind of stays where they are for like like count to 100 type thing, right? Like, and then give it another 100 just in case, when everyone does start peeking out and they peek out from the back, Belinda kind of looks around and she just says 2 words: Iceclaw. And she,
Who's that?
that dragon, he calls himself Iceclaw. He calls Icewind Dale his territory, but she shrugs. Sometimes people see him, but that thing on his back, that was some wizard from a long time ago, but the wizard died, and Iceclaw just never noticed or doesn't care or doesn't understand. She shakes her head. I don't know. That's all I've really heard. I haven't seen much of him. It's the first time I've seen him.
Well,
So
let's hope we don't see him again.
So it's an insane dragon. Great. Okay.
We don't know it's insane. It could just be arrogant enough to not understand that people die.
No, I
He's
think
talking-
I think he's pretty insane, she says.
Oh, that's true.
We're still alive, so let's keep moving.
If he wanted us dead, I'm sure we would be. Maybe
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just.
Well,
Girl,
he's-
you know that. Yeah, it almost seems like he was just letting you know,
Yeah.
right? Like, just
Carl,
okay.
Carl would turn and confirm the facts of what she said she heard and say, I also heard it was making a threat towards you, little man. Says you have something it wants.
What?
Somehow, I highly
whatever.
doubt that.
Whatever its motives, it is not the only thing out here that might wish to kill us. So I suggest we keep moving.
Eventually, you guys, you get to like it begins to get like more kind of rocky, like even through the snow, like there's just more outcrops of rock and boulders, and you can even hear in the distance of gulls, and you could begin to smell like the saline and the salt in the air.
Ah, we must be coming towards the lake. Or the sea.
Yes. The sea of moving ice. The fantastic northern sea.
Look for Iron Master workplace.
Iron Master would be a little bit more south from directly west, right? It'd be like it would be more south.
Let me see here. I can.
So we're out here scouting the giant, right?
Pardon me? Yeah, this is just checking.
Yeah.
You should be able to see it on the map I got up there. For, Mike. You find it? Okay.
Yeah, I found it.
So that's the thing, you guys are following a map and I'm not, right?
Oh yeah, I only went and found it to throw it on up there because there was some of the guys are there asking questions. And I thought it might be able to assist a little bit for them and help you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I know is that this. So you could tell that, and I will give you guys benefit of the doubt because I could get you guys to roll perceptions, yada yada yada. But I know what Garl's gonna get, right? I know other you guys have abilities too. Okay, and I want to make one thing clear here before, and only because I was thinking about it, because it's extreme cold. You need to be wearing like winter clothes. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone is wearing winter clothes. I'm gonna have to say that Druid Aarakocra, you can't fly in the winter clothes. It's just impossible. There's just too bulky, too much coverage, too much whatever. If you want to fly, you would have to remove them. But if you do that, we're gonna have to make rolls because of the cold. So I just wanted to make that clear that, like, for the most part, you're going to be grounded unless you specifically tell me I'm getting undressed so I can fly. Okay?
Okay.
I just wanted to make that clear because I don't want suddenly like, oh, well, am I flying or whatever, because I want to just make that 100% clear, because it's the extreme cold. There's rolls to be made unless you're wearing cold weather clothes or you're resistant or whatever. So, and I just can't picture, because even like I know there's flying restrictions with armor and stuff like that. So, it'd be the same thing, because it's so bulky. It's like I just don't know how a person could.
So yeah, if he wants to fly, he'll have to shape change into something that can fly and is cold resistant.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm just talking about his natural Aarakocra shape.
All right, I got
Right.
you.
Yeah. I'm just talking about natural Aarakocra. Like, of course, if you're going to wild shape, not an issue at all. But, anyways, as you guys approach the coast, you guys see a couple shapes in the distance, in the west, closer to the shoreline, because it does get rugged. You guys can tell you guys are going to be approaching, like, a shoreline, but in the distance. And I'll say, like, right now, in this weather, I'll say 200 feet. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you really wanted to know more specific, see more detail, you'd have to move up because of the light obscurement at this distance because of the precipitation.
Nicodemus, now might be a good time to pass without trace.
Yeah, sure, why not?
And then we'll move up to Scout.
You guys are going to pass without trace, and I'll move up. You guys going to leave the horse and wagon? Leave NPCs?
Bring NPCs. Bring NPCs.
Bring the NPCs, leave the horse and wagon. Okay.
Let's leave Beldora behind towards the wagon.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so Cyric will come ahead as unwillingly as he is.
Fine, he can stay with the wagon too.
Woohoo!
Does anybody have disadvantage? You do, correct?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
I will touch you, give you a, use my
right, your blessing.
Ability to give you advantage, cancel it out.
All right.
Okay, everyone, roll me a stealth check with the pass no trace. Yeah. So what that means is he cast a spell that will give, what is it, plus 10 to stealth, Michael?
Correct.
So roll a d20 plus your stealth. If you aren't proficient, add your +2 for Jack of all trades. And your dexterity ability score modifier. And then add the 10 that Michael gave for the spell. So your dexterity, add a 2 or a 3.
That's a lot of adding.
Yeah.
You want me to give you guidance?
Garl has a 34.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I will give myself guidance. I'll do it.
I've got 25.
Oh, wow.
29.
24 with guidance. Otherwise, 22.
Alex?
18.
Okay. You guys can easily creep up. And you notice the neatest thing about Pass No Trace? You guys, your footprints just end.
Yeah, we leave no footprints.
Yeah, your footprints just end from where you cast it. You don't even leave behind footprints. Very cool description. Very cool description. Very cool image, I mean, casting that spell. in a light snow like this in the Arctic tundra, approaching the sea, where you could actually hear to the west.
Yeah.
You can actually hear over the wind the creaking
Yeah.
and smacking and snapping and grinding and whoosh of all the ice. Like, and you guys approach closer and closer, and you guys will tell me how far you're gonna get, because you guys can see that on the shore is a lone frost giant sitting, eating, it looks like a seal. And he is sitting, looking out to the west with a bag of stuff, with a big axe sunk into the ground, sitting on a rock, or near some rocks, eating a seal. And nearby where he is, at the shoreline. Now, you know what it's like to pull up a boat or a canoe or something onto a shore, and then the boat leaves and you can see like the imprint of the hull?
Yep.
There's that, but it's massive. It's like, now imagine like a ship for frost giants was there, pulled up on the shore. You could see like the triangle hull-shaped indentation on the shore that the sea has flowed into. And the ship is gone, and you can see that there's like a single giant there eating a seal, looking out to the west as if he's waiting for them to return for him. As if like maybe he was late returning and got left behind. And he's waiting to see if they're gonna return for him.
I was thinking more as a watch. He said as a watch.
Well, he's
guard there.
he's looking the wrong way. He's looking out to the sea.
Oh, fair enough.
Guys, I've never needed a giant slave for my garden so bad.
That's it. Carl will be putting his finger up to his mouth to be quiet, and then take his thumb and signal back, like, let's move back to the wagon.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Make a plan so we can talk.
I'm sorry, moving back to the wagon then.
Okay. You guys eventually like appear out practically out of nowhere for Sirik and Beldora. They both just jump and scream when you guys
Quiet.
let yourselves be known. So like I said, you guys don't even leave footprints, right? Like, you guys are just almost erased out of reality until you're let yourself known. And they're, and you can see like Sirik is clutching his chest. He's like, so? Are they gone? Did you see them?
Yes.
There's one.
What?
I think they've forgotten one.
They're gone.
There was an area where it looks like their ship came up on shore, but they're gone, I think.
But they're coming back.
Maybe. We gotta kill that guy and find out capture him.
Well,
We don't know that, Carl.
he's sitting there. He was sitting there having his lunch and looking off into the direction that the giant's boat went. He must be waiting for him to come back so he can help pull the boat up upon shore.
Or they forgot about him.
Or did they leave him on purpose?
We don't have enough information to know either way at the moment. Can we capture this guy and interrogate him?
Yeah, you can sure try.
Was not our task just to see and bring the intelligence back to Bernstander?
Yeah.
And why
Yeah.
not? Go just by finding out what that guy has to say.
Well,
Obviously, we have dude here, and he's not smelling the blood. That's some information.
yeah.
We don't. Yeah, we don't have enough information.
Does charm person
bring
work on
back
giants? There's
is
something that works
my-
on humanoids and giants.
Not
What
charm.
is it?
Charm. What is it? Charm monster. Or,
Well,
The hold person, I think it works on humanoids.
because there's something that works on humanoids and giants.
No, humanoids. No,
I
it's
know, but I'm
humanoids.
saying there is a spell that I know it works on humanoids and giants.
Like the charm
Right?
them?
I don't remember.
Okay, let me check.
Humanoids and giants. Maybe it's heat metal.
um,
You tend
No,
to
no,
charm
it's
a
not.
humanoid you can see within range.
Okay, there's one that I swear is humanoids and giants.
Well, so
so do you think we got a? Do you think we can take them, or we could feed him? We could feed him the horse. He looked hungry.
No.
yeah, but we need the horse to get back.
Yeah, it'd be silly to get rid of it.
Well, we could walk, but
We could feed them a gnarl.
Well,
yes. Oh no.
In all honesty, I have like 3 different ways we can take it down if that's what we're trying to do.
Well, that's Naro will be kind of hesitant to try to take it down with
hang on.
who we have. But however, and that's how Naro's going to act. He definitely will assist in it. That's for sure.
I have an idea. So we're, I think, so this is out of character because I don't know how I would say this in character. At 5th level, my type of tiefling get the suggestion spell. They can cast once per day. So that could probably work.
Again, is it humanoid or giants?
I think suggestion is
Or does it
just
say
creature.
And
You'd have to read.
what's the range?
Yeah. Oh, I would need to get closer.
I was gonna just turn into a giant octopus and pull it into the water. Then you guys can run onto shore and
Oh,
jump.
yeah.
it.
Suggestion is 30 feet, so we need to get real close.
What are you talking about? You got a mouse in your pocket, Garl say?
Affect giants, though. The suggestion affect giants.
Huh? I used it on. There was fire giants in the fire giant. Can't remember.
That was fire. That was massive.
Yeah. Yeah. It also says creature here. That can understand you. So as long as it speaks common, we should be good.
That's risky gamble.
I could tell you how to say it in giant.
I just suggest that he cooperates with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the one you want to play, we can go that way.
Probably the safest, and if it goes south, we still have our weapons.
All right. Well, it sounds like we have a plan. Garl will say. Now, how do we
All
want to? How do we want to come at him?
Well, Claude will raise a claw up and volunteer.
Yes, Claude. What's your idea?
I'll come at him.
Well, we got to get the guy. We got to get the guy. Oh, there, Far Eye, there, old dribble chin, up there, close enough to do this
And we
spell.
just sneak on up to him.
Yeah, you guys probably could with the pass without trace still. It's on for an
Yeah.
hour.
But what does
Yeah, but
hey, what does he suggest the guy do? Hey, tell us all the information you have about your private giant.
Well, you could teach him how to say cooperate with us, and then you could talk to him or whatever, right? Like, just make sure he's not
Yeah.
going to be hostile towards you guys. Be
Claude
friendly
speaks
to us.
giant, so he'll go with
Yeah.
you either way.
Right.
Well, I could just say, we could just like jump out as if we're going to ambush him, and I could say, we don't want to hurt you. Please answer all of our questions.
What is he gonna think if he sees that? Honestly.
Yeah, but suggestion like I want to use a reason to.
So sneak
Friend
up
to
to 30
believe us.
feet. Sneak up to 30 feet, cast a suggestion, and tell him to fucking not be hostile. Tell him to be friendly and cooperate or whatever.
Cloud rolled
However
a
suggestion works.
17
Oh, it's worth a try.
Gar,
with that plus 10.
Yeah, and then
Gar,
yeah,
Gar,
if we
And do you know what? Giants are so bad. Like,
If we-
it's not
if we
hard-
word
I'm
this
not worried
correctly,
about
he could
you
be
guys
our-
sneaking up.
he could, like if we word this correctly, he could be our ally for 8 hours. Though. Like that'd be good.
All you have to do is say, be my ally.
Well, yeah, I would no. It's a suggestion. It needs to be phrased in a way like that he would. That sounds reasonable. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Giant friend, you have been called upon to join us. How do you answer? And then he would be suggested to say yes.
Gar will stay back 90 feet and hide.
Claude is readying
cover.
an item interaction while he just walks next to Far Eye whenever Far Eye is ready.
all right, I have. Right.
So you guys want to sneak up to 30 feet?
Yeah.
So I would like to say to him, I assume that I've been taught the giant for this. I'll say, your friends who abandoned you. You should be our friend instead.
Okay, roll me an intelligence check for saying it right.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
17.
Okay. I will roll a wisdom save.
Okay. DC 14.
I rolled a 14. That's exactly what I need, hey?
So he saves?
Yeah.
Alright, on that save, Claude's item interaction will go off, and he'll pick out the giant's eye and just hold it over his head.
Oh dear.
I love this group.
Well, it was worth a try.
What does it say about suggestion? About, like, do you know if it's cast on you? Or... does it have any
On
sort
a
of
failed
clause?
save, it pursues the course of action you describe to the best of its ability. If it saves... If the condition is met before... Doesn't say anything about a fail. Oh, creature that can't be charmed, immune. Any creature no won't stab itself, immune to self-harm. Not seeing anything about a fail.
Yeah, there's nothing here. There's nothing in the spell about what happens if it fails.
I mean, if it succeeds, you know.
And well, it succeeds, yeah. I guess it's up to you.
Like, I know friends that get pissed off if you fail or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and that's I just wanted to make sure, right? It kind of like stops chewing and puts down, and it stands up, and it kind of looks around and scans the horizon, but it can't see you guys. I know it can't. Like, you guys are just
Yeah, we're selfish.
yeah, and like, you know, like, and in my mind, I'm picturing like, you know, there's boulders and rocks and stuff, so it's not even hard for you guys to like. It's just not. He can't. So he just goes back to eating after like, you know, game time, few rounds. He goes back to eating. Just kind of shrugs. Says like, I don't know.
I would kind of disappointed. Yeah.
Claude turns the eye towards you and just puts it in your face.
Yeah.
I kind of by aside.
Its
Well,
preservation is quite phenomenal because of the cold and dry weather. That not only is it not going rancid, it's actually you can see it's preserving because it's like freeze drying, right? Slowly, all the moisture is being wicked out of it while it's frozen. So by the time you get it down south,
all right,
it'll be dry.
All right. What was your idea, Claude? Capture it, interrogate it. My spell didn't work.
Claude will
Capture it
shout out
how?
in giant, surrender.
You're gonna what?
He's gonna shout in giant the word surrender.
Pretty much. Again, he jumps up at the start and hoists his great axe and whips around. Are you letting yourself be visually seen? Because he's looking.
No, he's talking to Far Eye. He's just very oblivious to the situation.
Well,
He's going to begin an active search. You heard someone shout at him. And he can't see them.
As he starts,
Come out, wherever you are, he says in giant.
as he does that active search or starts it,
Mhm.
Garl will cast.
Fireball over the corner.
oh shit.
Right, oh, son, I smell the blood of an Englishman.
We'll cast Hunter's Mark on him,
Okay.
and
Which means we're no longer past without trace, right?
no,
They're both
The cleric
concentrated.
cast it.
I
Cleric
didn't.
cast it.
Oh,
And then what Garl will do is, since he's 90 feet out, he'll cast that. He'll jump out and say, "Come and get me if you can, little feller." And then he'll use his cunning action to actually hide again.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, I'm not worried about his passive perception is 13, so
Okay,
not likely.
the least I can get with the pass without trace on my spell, and like that is a 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said. Give me like a minute. I gotta plug in my phone, which means I gotta take it out of my case, which means I gotta unplug my headset. So hold on.
Time to strategize.
I won't.
So, do we want to
Okay.
capture him, like interrogate him for real?
Yeah, I think we do.
We got to survive first.
Well, my two options are pull him into the water, or just keep him prone until you guys kill him.
I mean, like, do we have a way to restrain him? Once we do, if we do,
We can
knock
take
him
him.
unconscious.
We have a lot of
Mhm.
rope, and I have a net, but I don't know if nets work on giants.
If it's a big enough net, it will.
Yeah.
Billy cued him down.
So I can summon elk with conjure animal, and they have a charge prone attack. So I'm pretty sure I can at least knock him prone. Or I can turn into
Yeah.
elk and do it. I can summon a constrictor snake, a giant one. I can turn into a giant octopus. I can just keep playing with this giant eyeball. Maybe that'll work.
Cold-blooded snakes may not do well here.
That is a wonderful point. That'd be sad to just summon an animal to have it freeze to death instantly.
Well, not necessarily
Yeah.
freeze to death instantly, but your movement and some of the things may be not as efficient.
Oh. It's a shame the suggestion didn't work. That would have been good. Oh well.
Yeah.
But it would have actually been even more. I forgot my my tiefling spell save is more than my cleric one, so it would have been 11, not 14, which is really past it.
Okay. I am back.
All right.
I just wanted to plug in so my phone doesn't die.
Alright, let's try and knock him unconscious then.
You're gonna try to what?
We're going to add him to the garden.
Right. We're gonna fight. Try to knock him unconscious, I think.
Okay. Let's do this. Because
That is
okay,
pineapple burger and mac and cheese. I would make french fries for a week. Trying to get rid of it, but it was so much.
let's get everybody to roll an initiative. So, die 20 plus your dexterity. And initiative, normally you don't add anything, but you get to add your jack of all trades silence, which is a +2.
Okay.
So you add your +2 and your dexterity to a die 20 roll.
Okay.
I got 19.
Garl,
19,
Garl has 23.
23 for Carl,
I have 13.
13,
Nine.
9,
15.
and 15. So it's gonna go Garl, Far Eye, Giant, Cloud, and then it will go Silence, and Nicodemus is at the bottom concentrating on his passes out Trace while everyone gets the jump on this thing. He's just concentrating, trying to keep his friends concealed while this giant is kind of scanning around. The rules are vague, so I'm gonna allow it because he knows something is awry because he heard something. He's felt something, but he's not sure what. He doesn't know if there's people out there hunting him. He doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
I'm still gonna allow the surprise round because you guys are like so concealed with stealth and the passed out Trace. I'm gonna allow this to be a surprise round. So the way surprise round goes is it's gonna be a normal round. We're gonna go normal, but it's gonna start with Garl. You can see him. What do you want to do?
And Garl will go ahead and take his short bow, and he's going to take a shot at the giant. How far away is the giant?
You guys had to move 30 feet up for the suggestion.
Yeah, but I stayed back 90 feet. That's why I was wondering.
Okay, well then,
Because that was
120.
the range of my hunter's mark.
Okay, well then 120.
He's at 120. Okay, so I'm and
Oh no, I mean 90. Yeah, no, then you're at 90. You're at 90.
at 90. I'm still shooting with disadvantage. Then I didn't know if he moved up while he was searching.
Well, no, but the rest of the guys I believe are up at like 30 feet. So you could be up with them. You could be as close as 30 if you wanted. That's what I mean.
No, I had that set in that way. So I think I'll miss on that. I wish it wasn't disadvantage, but it is. That will be a 6 plus a 7. That's 13.
AC is 15.
Yep. So it goes off.
Yeah, he's a frost giant. He's pretty heavily armored, you know, not only with trophy furs, but with hammered out down breastplates and shields of other creatures.
Yep. And then he'll use his cunning action to hide again.
Okay, and you're far enough away with the obscurement, like with the snow, that you would even have advantage on that because it's like 90 feet away or whatever. That's like in the snow and you're small and it's rocky and
Yep.
Okay, so and then it goes Far Eye.
Okay.
Surprise round. Pretty much.
I'm gonna do a I'm gonna do a guiding bolt on him.
Okay, so I have to roll or is it an attack or do I make a dexterity?
It's an attack roll for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, 24.
Well, that hits.
Uh, 18 radiant damage.
How much?
And 18 radiant.
Okay.
And the next attack roll, Major has advantage.
So you see like this streak of light, looks like a lightning bolt, just zaps towards this guy. And you can see like he's still kind of crackling with electrical energy, which is highlighting him for the next
Yeah.
blow to be dealt. Which is turn is Alex, because I'm basically giving a surprise round, so he's not really going. He's just kind of like, what the hell's going on? And all of a sudden you guys hammer him for the first round. And so go Alex. You get it. If you make like an attack roll at him, you'll have an advantage.
I'm gonna cast. You said he's wearing metal, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna cast heat metal on him.
Whoa. Cool spell. What do I gotta roll?
Let's see. Use bonus action. Constitution saving throw if holding or wearing the object and takes damage from it.
What do you want to cast it on? His armor or his axe?
His armor.
May I suggest his axe because his armor. I mean, yeah, he'll take damage every round, but do we want him picking that axe up and hitting us with it? What do we want more? Him taking damage each round, or him not picking up that axe?
Do you know what? Either way it goes, I think the armor is a good choice just because the way the spell works, Michael. I really do.
He has disadvantage on attacks.
Yeah. And there's more to the spell. It's a cool spell, in my opinion. So I will do that.
Okay,
I will roll a Constitution saving throw for him. $11?
That fails.
He fails.
Okay, he has disadvantage on attacks and takes 2d8, and that's going to be a total of 8 damage.
Okay.
So 8 fire damage.
Okay. He's like, whoa. He's like, all of a sudden, he's like, this electricity's arcing around him, and suddenly you can see his armor. These single plates are starting to glow red. And he's like, whoa. He's like automatically kind of freaking out. Because I think he needs to make another roll on his. Yeah, because he'll have to make a roll to see if he can even attack Michael. Okay, good. And then after that goes silence.
Okay. I think I'll just try shatter.
Okay.
Let's see, that's not a regular D20, is it?
Yeah, it's a con save for shatter.
Okay, I don't think you have to roll anything. I think I roll, and I just rolled a 22. So he succeeded, so he's going to take half damage.
All right.
Okay. Need to roll damage. Hang on a minute.
Shatter damage is 3d8, Catherine.
3d8. Hang on.
You guys are just hitting him with the
So 12 in
damage
total.
types. Okay, 12 in total, so he takes a little bit more damage. You guys are hitting him with all the different damage types. Electricity, fire, thunder, and now what are you going to do there, Nicodemus?
Radiant damage. Guiding bolt.
Wow.
Yeah, guiding bolt. That's what it's called.
Okay, yeah.
Spell.
Is it a save or an attack roll?
It is an attack roll 17.
You still get it. You get advantage because of the other one. No one has made an attack roll yet.
Okay. Let me roll again. Still 17. What? I still hit.
Okay. Yeah, you were the one who got advantage for doing the.
Yep.
And then if 17 does hit, 14 points of damage. Radiant.
Okay.
And the next person who attacks him also gets advantage because he is covered in sparkles. That's the champagne cork. Blows off his face and douses him in champagne sparkles.
He's sparkling like champagne.
Damn.
Champagne.
Sparkle, Cedric. Yeah.
I'm trying to do math. Okay. Top of the round, Garl, you would get advantage on your first attack if you are going to shoot, because you can see that he's all like sparkly highlighted with fine champagne bubbles
Okay.
that glisten the fine diffuse air in this overcast snowy terrain.
Carl, seeing that his shot went off on the first round, then he's going to move up 20 feet to put him at 70 feet away from him and shoot again at him. And that will be unnatural 20.
Okay, like I said, advantage on your first attack.
Well, if that 20 hits, why?
Because you might get a crit.
No, that's true. No, that first one is what counts.
Okay.
And then let's see here. D6 for the arrow. Let's see here. D6 for the hunter's mark. And a D6 for the sneak attack. Because we do have someone up there in melee distance with him, right?
You've got advantage, so you've got a sneak attack anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
No, they're not. No one's in melee yet.
I'm not in melee with him yet, but I'm
no one's in melee yet. Everyone's just been casting spells on that first round.
All right.
Yeah, but he's surprised, and you've already got advantage. So.
Well, this round he isn't. He's in surprise this round.
13 points of damage between sneak attack, hunter's mark, and piercing with arrow.
Okay. Yeah.
And then with his cunning action, he will hide again.
Okay. And you're like still 70 feet away, so it's not hard for you still. So you tuck away. Far Eye. You see this giant getting peppered and bombarded with different energy types and arrows, and you see his armor starting to heat up. And
all right.
What are you gonna do?
I draw my warhammer, yell for the Storm Mistress, and I charge.
The Storm Mistress.
Yes.
You feel her close by. She always feels close by when the sea is nearby.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be 19 tennis.
And everybody here, just reminding you, don't forget you guys do have like inspiration.
Yeah. And I'm using a warhammer in 2 hands, so that would be D10, right?
Yep.
It'll be 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
I assume you rolled 15 to hit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I rolled a 19 to hit.
Okay. You come running almost seemingly out of nowhere. Finally, this giant does a double take to see you come running at it, and you come and you smash at it, like right in the side of its knee, and it just howls in rage and pain. And you can smell its armor getting hot. Like it smells terrible. Like you smell like all its flesh sizzling, but all of its grime and everything on it beginning to heat up, and it's already sweating. This thing's already pouring sweat. Okay, it is the giant's go. What kind of roll does he have to make for the heat metal?
It gets disadvantage on everything.
No, there's something where he has to either drop. He has to either drop it, He's either
I mean,
spending
just
time
I'll
taking the
look
armor
up heat
off,
metal.
or he attacks with disadvantage.
That sounds correct.
If a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn.
And then every turn I can use my bonus action to restart it. Damage and all.
Yeah. So he's got disadvantage on his
So,
attacks
I mean,
right
he
now.
has the option to take off his stuff, or he can just take disadvantage
No.
on everything.
Okay, I just wanted to know how it worked specifically because I knew there was like something. No, he's just gonna attack with disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
because-
I've now got my shield down, so AC 16.
I rolled a 24 and a 23 for my first attack.
Okay, you hit me.
The first attack.
Do I get an attack of opportunity since he came into range?
Well, he didn't move. Farai went and melee attacked him.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
The first attack, he did a nice even 20 points of damage.
Okay.
Wait.
Did the second attack hit?
Oh, with advantage?
Disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah, or disadvantage. I rolled a critical and an 11. Actually missed you. It would have been a critical on that second one.
Oh, that's good.
It missed you on the second attack because of the disadvantage. From a crit to a miss. Whonk! So the first one just smashes you, and you think it's coming back with the backswing, and you think you're doomed when you just managed to just duck it. It goes right over your head. Right over your head. The second attack misses you. And that's it. This giant is like, because like you can see its armor at this point is like totally starting to glow. Because I imagine you're going to be keeping it up. So when it becomes the druid's turn, like right now, it is Cloud's turn after the giant.
Yeah.
You got the giant and the Farai in melee combat.
I'm going to use my full movement to go as far right. But
Okay.
I want to stay within 30 feet of him, you know? I want to just like
Yeah.
go wide.
Yeah, you're just going to kind of flank around to the right. Yeah.
And I'm going to cast Thorn Whip to try and hit the giant.
Okay.
I probably don't look too good, by the way, because I just took half my hit points in one hit.
Well, who told you to run in head first against the giant?
Hey, there must be glory for the Storm Mistress.
Okay, make a melee spell attack. That's going to be a 17.
That hits.
And it's going to take 1d6 piercing. Oh, hold on.
Nope, it went up.
2d6 piercing. And that's going to be a total of
Bye.
7.
Okay.
And it's going to move
All
10
right.
feet closer
Well,
to me. So 10 feet
So that means
farther away from
you're pulling
Farai.
it away from Farai. So
Yeah.
Farai, you get shit. And you're like, oh, that hurt. All of a sudden, you hear the crack of a whip, and you can see it wrap around this thing's arm, and it kind of stumbles back about 10 feet as it gets yanked off of its balance and yanked back away from you 10 feet.
And then it's going to take 10 points of fire damage from the heat metal concentration.
I mean, I could use that Wrath to Storm. Could I say that I use Wrath of the Storm for that? My reaction.
Would it hit you? Yeah,
When
I
he
will.
hit me, I could have used Wrath of the Storm, but so could I use that instead?
Instead of what? What do you mean instead?
Well, I only have one reaction, right?
Yeah.
So when he hit me, can I use Wrath of the
So
Storm?
you're just saying you want to rewind and do your Wrath of the Storm.
Yeah. If you.
Do you know what? Go for it. Go for
yeah.
it, because I'm assuming that you just forgot about it. Go for it. And then next time,
Yeah.
try not to forget about it. But I'll let you do it this time. So,
You take 2d8 thunder damage.
is there a roll on that? Do I have to roll anything? Is there?
No.
How much?
It's just. I think. Hang on. Let me check.
Okay, and you figure that out, and I'll finish up with Alex. Okay, so Alex, you whip
it's
him
a
and
dex
you
save.
yank him off your feet, and you do another 10 points of fire damage. Do I have to roll a Constitution save again? I think I do, right?
I believe so, yes. The Constitution save is for the disadvantage to be imposed on your next turn.
I don't know. I don't know if the saves. I don't know if saves are made with disadvantage.
I'll read it. If a creature is holding
it's-
or wearing the object, takes a damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So, I mean,
Ability check is not a savings throw.
No.
So let me just roll a Constitution here. Oh, what's the DC of that, Alex?
That's a DC 14.
This time, he actually does drop his axe and start doing the straps. He's doing like the hot dance. This time, this round, he's actually trying to take it off right now.
There is a save for Wrath of the Storm. It's a dex save.
Okay.
For half. DC 14.
He made it.
Okay, so he takes half of what I rolled, which would be 6 damage.
Okay.
6
Okay.
thunder damage.
So you thundered him. You yank him away. His armor's heating up. He like failed his con save, so he's like trying to take it off. Like, yeah, he's trying to take it off this round. He's and then after Alex goes, giant went. You went. Now it's silence. Your turn. You can see this giant is like dancing around in the hot armor. He looks quite bombarded with like he's been hit with like everything: electricity, heat, radiance, thunder, necrotic, arrows, right? Like he's been getting peppered.
Yeah.
What do you want to do to him?
Vicious Mockery. It's one of my cantrips.
Yes.
and now he's getting insulted to death.
Yes. So, hang on. String of insults. I don't need to roll anything for this, do I? Or
Yeah, it's a save, I think.
it's a wisdom save, as far as I can see here.
Whoa! I rolled 22. I rolled
Dang
just
it.
deadly for a charisma save. That's what it is? Is it charisma save or wisdom save?
It'd be
Sorry.
wisdom.
Wisdom.
Is it? Oh, okay. I rolled charisma.
With this hit?
Where is it?
So wait, did it survive or
I rolled a 9.
for wisdom?
So
Okay.
yeah, for the wisdom savings throw, how much damage did you do?
Let's see. Normally it's a 1d4, but I'm over 5th level, so that's a 2d4.
2d4.
Hang on a minute. Where did I put that? Here. So in total 3.
Okay. And does it have any secondary effect because he failed to save?
It's psychic damage. And have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay. And now it's Nicodemus.
Okay, then I get to insult it.
Oh, if you want to.
Yeah.
Little run, last of a boat. You're on fire.
Good, Frost Giant. You're on fire. Good. After is Nicodemus. Nicodemus, what would you like to do? Hot, 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 hot.
I would like to toll the dead on the guy.
Okay, you may.
Champagne cork down over his head.
And I have to make a con save?
Wisdom.
He rolled an 18.
Good for him then.
So you go.
The champagne cork goes off over his head, and
Yeah.
I look at him, and he just looks at me, and we blink awkwardly for a second.
And
I
it
go,
actually
"Yeah."
kind of, when it goes streaking away, it almost makes it sound like Roman candles. Like,
And that's all. That's me.
and because Nicodemus is concentrating on his passed out trace still even. Top of the round, Garl. You can see this giant is like doing the hot dance and struggling with his armor.
Garl will go ahead and shoot another arrow at it. And that will be 18 on the die plus 7. So
25.
Yep. And he had that and that. Do I have anybody close enough to it so I can get the sneak attack?
You do.
All
Yeah.
right. Alrighty. Make sure I got the right dice. And oh shit. That will be 12, 14 plus 3, 17 points of damage between Hunter's Mark, sneak attack, and a pointy arrow.
Okay.
That was right away into melee, guys.
Going
Yeah.
into its calf.
Yeah. Well, I would say even into its like thighs, just above Far Eye's head, kind of.
Okay.
It's just sinking into its like calves. Because I picture that like the shids would have like shields for greaves, right?
Okay.
Shields hammered into the shapes of greaves, and right into its thighs, right over Far Eye's head. And Far Eye, it's your go.
All right. Equipping my shield is an action, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna equip my shield as my action.
Oh, okay.
And bonus action, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
So I get back 6 hit points.
Okay.
Right. And that's me.
It grabs this thing off of its belt and it throws it towards Nicodemus and Silence. And oh, it's only one. So Nicodemus or and Silence each roll a d20. The low is bad. Just normal d20. I want to see
13.
who. What did you roll on the d20? I want to see who it chooses because you guys were like the two who are still standing there together. I wanted to know.
14.
And you rolled what? Silence?
13.
So it is towards you, 13. Nicodemus, your nimble little goat feet hop you out of the way. You skip out of the way as this thing grabs from its belt and it throws. You can see in the air expands a weighted net that comes flying over, and you get out of the way. But Silence, this net encompasses you.
Ah, no.
Where is it? You are currently restrained under this net.
You should be driving right now.
I know. I'm sorry.
And you're not working, so you're like,
If you want to get out of this net, it's going to take your action. And there's other penalties for being restrained. But that's basically this net gets thrown on you. And the net is made out of like clearly of like animal sinew, but like some sort of giant animal. But it's like a big net woven together with rocks, with holes drilled through them, strung on the outside edges. And it's like to giant proportion. Like, and it's heavy and it's strong and it's like you can hardly move around. Like you're restrained. Like your arms and everything. Coming. Okay. So that's and I don't know. That's really all. That's its action. So after that giant goes Alexander.
Did he take off his armor then?
No, he's in the process. I'll get him to save again and see if he, I'm going to do it round by round.
I'm going to spend a point and wild shape.
Okay.
I'm going
into
to
what?
Wild shape into a polar bear.
Okay, same stats as a K-bear. Or brown. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, never mind. I got confused. It's the other way around.
Okay. And I will move in and make some attacks. So it says 2 attacks, multi-attack, bite and claw. Bite is +7 to hit, and that's going to be a 22.
Okay.
Assume that hits. And 1d8 +5.
Okay, he is like smoking. Like you guys can see his flesh beginning to smoke.
Yeah, so total damage from the bear attacks is going to be 16.
Okay, so after Alexander goes silence. You are under this big net. Do you want to break out or cut your way out? But it will take your action to actively get out.
Yeah, might as well. Can't really do a spell when
Well,
I'm
how do you want to do it? Do you want to
stuck in
cut
one
your way
place.
out, or do you want to just struggle out? You can
I
either
think I
make
have a dagger on me. Yeah, I do. So
okay.
might as well try and cut my way out.
Okay, I think you gotta make a roll to attack. I'm not sure.
There's probably a DC on the net.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, make an attack roll.
Okay, is that a regular D20?
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, it's the same as fighting. Yeah, so D20 roll plus your dexterity for dagger and proficiency bonus for dagger. So you should have like next to dagger, you should just have like an attack bonus. It's probably like +5 or +6 or something. Or I don't know what your dexterity is.
Uh, 11?
This is like you're sawing at it and it's actually quite tough. Like it's, you're using like a plastic picnic knife to cut a tough steak or cut a leather belt,
Yeesh.
right? Like it's tough, and unfortunately, because you're restrained, that's your action.
Yep.
Nicodemus, you got a friend near you who's restrained, and then you guys got the giant over there.
Options. Can I try to free her from the net?
Yes, you may.
Alright, I will attempt to do such simply by pulling it off her.
Okay, make me a strength athletics check.
Okay. 13. Just pulling, not trying to break it or anything.
Yeah, just trying to, yeah. It's giant-sized and heavy.
Yeah, that it is.
What's that? What'd you roll for strength athletics?
13.
You can't get it off yet. It's that like cumbersome. It is super duper cumbersome.
Oh. I'm trying. I'm coming. That's about it.
Yeah, DC 17 strength check.
Wow. I now know that that's going to be difficult, so I'll try something new next time.
Yeah, well, you do know it's quite difficult, right? Like, just by trying, you're like, whoa, this is like, they use it for capturing enemies, right? Like, giant enemies, so. Okay, so Nicodemus is at the bottom, back to top girl.
Garl will go ahead and he's going to try to keep about 50 feet distance between him and the giant, but he's going
Easy enough.
to move over to, by Nicodemus and Silence to give them cover there, and he's going to shoot the giant from there.
Okay, you may.
And, okay, that is a 22.
Yeah, that hits, and you have an ally. Far Eye is still there
Okay,
with her shield now.
And a bear.
that's 6, 9.
Oh yeah, and a polar bear.
Yep, 6, 9, and that will be 12, 15 points of damage between the hunter's mark and the pointy arrow, and
Done.
like that. So, and then from there, I think that's. I don't even think he's going to hide this time.
Okay.
He'll use a free action to holler over at Silence. Get in there! Get in there! Don't be sleeping.
Struggling under this massive net. Okay, Far Eye, you see these arrows come in and it hammer its legs again, and you can see that this giant is indeed looks like it's going down. Your blow could very well be the final blow. Your
Okay.
turn. Would you like to do non-lethal? Is pretty much, I guess, what I'm asking you.
Let's do non-lethal. Yes.
Okay. You may attack.
19.
A what?
19.
That hits.
What are you attacking with?
His hammer or whatever.
11 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
How much damage?
11 points.
Mm-hmm. Just as I figured. Ryan,
Yeah.
you can describe felling this foe.
So the bear's next to me, right?
Yep.
So I think I'll kind of use the bear as a springboard to launch myself up and hit the giant on the head, knocking him unconscious.
Okay. You guys have knocked this foe, this lone giant here at the shoreline of the sea moving ice.
All
you
right.
guys have knocked him unconscious.
All right, let's get this net off of Silence and put it on the giant, because if it's supposed to be strong enough to hold giants, I'm guessing like if it was made by the giants, it might be able to hold him.
Well, it'll at least be something, right? It'll at least be something. And because you guys like have this giant knocked out, and it'll be like minimum of an hour before he wakes up, or a good berry or something to wake him up. Let's call it right there. And next time,
that's good for me.
We'll continue the tundra adventures of Storm King's Thunder.
Yes.
And hopefully the plot will continue thickening.
Yes.
Thank you everybody for playing, and thank you everyone for watching. And I'll see all y'all next week.
Yep.
Bye, YouTube.
Yeah.
Been fun.